From a secret underground bunker somewhere in the Arizona desert, 40 feet below the Earth's surface, two men, aided by their robotic artificial intelligence, Jennifer,
at your service.
hide from their wives and kids to discuss man stuff with interesting and unusual people. These men
Our buffoons are the flunker boys.
are the Bunker Boys.
Oh, here we are, show number 20.
Hello.
Hello. This is going to be an abbreviated one because we're not allowed to play too long here today.
Yeah,
We have stuff to do.
things to do, places to go, people to see.
Yeah, somehow that always gets in the way, stuff to do.
It does.
Yeah, but we're glad to have you along.
Well, who wants to do stuff?
Well, sometimes stuff is fun.
It could be.
Sometimes it's not so fun. When you're required to do stuff, that's not
Right.
always the fun thing to do.
Exactly.
Exactly what I was going to say,
Exactly,
right?
Mr. Utley.
Yeah. I haven't done anything with music in a while, and I was writing stuff almost
Please don't.
every day.
I'm just kidding.
You've heard me sing, haven't you?
Yeah. No, you have a pretty good voice.
Oh, thanks. You have a great voice.
Thank you very much.
If mine is good, yours is great. But yeah,
Okay, well, yours is really good.
yours is still great.
Oh,
I'm not upgrading you for
Okay,
that.
go ahead.
But it was a nice try. A nice ploy.
Goat head.
Okay.
Don't ever call me a goat head.
Yeah, those are nasty if you step on them. Those goat head
Have
plants.
you ever had goat head soup?
No, I have not.
My brother Paul got sicker than a dog off goat head soup one time.
I don't want to eat the goat head.
Well, it's good. I mean, good flavor. Mexicans make it. I'm sure all different cultures do.
Yeah, my wife is Chinese, and they eat stuff that I don't like to eat, like chicken feet.
They're delicious. You could use the claws to pick the food out of your teeth.
Well, you can, but I'm not gonna. But that's just me.
That's it, and that's all I'm saying.
Yes. Pick the food out of your teeth.
Uh-oh.
Yes, drama.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. I just wanted to do that.
Oh.
It just felt good. Sometimes you just gotta. You know what I'm saying?
Flatulent?
Yeah.
That was a flatulent remark.
It was. So I like punctuating things like, and the killer is.
You.
The butler did it. The butler always did it. Why?
Why
is it always
because
the
he
butler?
was the most inconspicuous at the time.
I suppose. But now he's the most conspicuous.
Right.
Because everybody knows it was the butler.
Butler.
Okay.
What was his name?
Jeeves.
Jeeves. Jeeves.
Or Sebastian, or one of those other
Sebastian Butler.
butler names. They always seem to have a similar type names.
Mr. Jeeves.
Mr. Jeeves. Mr. Jingling.
Okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Lots of stuff.
Really?
But I want to kind of talk about some of the interesting things I'm finding with guitar pedals.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You know, I haven't shopped for guitar stuff in a long time.
I haven't shopped for guitar stuff in 30 years.
Well, you're okay.
Oh, I take that back 20 years.
What did you shop for last? Do you remember?
Capo.
Okay. They have new capos out now that are really interesting. They work similar to the old ones. They have to press the string down. And for those of you that don't play guitar,
Yeah, tell the people what a capo is.
a capo is something that allows you to change the key of the song that you're singing without having to learn different fingerings for the chords. So, if you're not familiar with another way to play the song and someone can't quite sing it, and if they need it raised or lowered, it's just easier to put a capo on.
Yes,
and
it
you can
is.
slide it up or down your guitar. And
The neck of the guitar.
The neck of the guitar. And it presses the strings down in a different area and allows you to play chords from that new area without having to change the fingerings.
Which raises the
key.
tone of the
Yeah, it changes the key.
the music.
Yeah, it can raise it
the
or lower
sound
it.
of the music.
The new thing they have out allows you to change a pad in there because some guitars don't take well to certain capos.
The pad in the capo.
In the capo,
Okay.
yeah. So there's a hard rubber piece on the capo that pushes the strings down. Mm-hmm. And based on what size neck of
Because
guitar.
if it's too soft of a piece, it would muffle the strings.
Right. And if it's a certain width of guitar, width of the neck, because not all necks are the same. And some of you
my
may not
neck
know
is
that.
what
I'm talking about on the guitar.
Guitar. Okay.
I'm going to strangle that neck.
Please
See if
don't.
my hands can
I
fit
want to
around.
live until tomorrow.
Okay. But yeah, and it's neat how you can change the pads out on this capo, and it allows it to press the strings down more uniformly based on the width of the neck that you have
I'll be darned.
on your guitar.
Yeah, because some necks are thicker than others.
Yeah, they're wider or thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Electric guitars usually are thinner.
Just like people's heads. Some are thicker than others.
I mean to tell you. So that has the new technology. The other thing, and this is all because of computers, we're able to design things that fit things better.
Underwear?
Outerwear, all sorts of stuff. Because of that, they're coming out with all these different little boutique pedals for guitars. Oh. Now, a pedal is something that you hook into your electronic circuit of the guitar. So you take the output of your guitar that normally would run to an amp, and you would plug it in. Instead, it goes through the pedal first, and then out from the pedal into the guitar amp. And they're able to make things that do all sorts of weird stuff.
That's genius.
It is.
How it goes from the guitar into the pedal into the amp. That's genius.
It's called a wire. It's a plug you plug in.
Isn't that what we used to do
Cable.
40 years back?
Yeah, you still do it. You can do it wirelessly now.
Yeah, that's true.
But I still prefer cables because I think they sound better. But in a pinch, a wireless thing would be kind of cool. They sell Bluetooth things that allow you to hook your guitar wirelessly into the amp, the amplifier. But yeah, I'm finding all sorts of neat stuff out there. They're even able to make things more, that sound better, I guess, more recordable because they make less noise. So the new circuitry that's out there. Now you can pay all sorts of prices for the same kind of pedal. Mm-hmm. So if you want a pedal that echoes your sound, you can pay from 25.
Echo?
That's right. Car number 3. Your lights are on.
Where?
In the parking lot.
Oh.
But
row number 6.
we don't go to that row.
Oh, 7.
That's better luck, right?
Better luck.
So yeah, I'm just fascinated with what's out there. And the nice thing is,
It is fascinating.
you can go out to YouTube and listen to them before you purchase them. You can look up whatever make and model of device you're looking for.
Well, that's what we watched last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That you showed me. Oh, I'll be darned. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
so-
I'm not a computer person, people. So I let everybody else do my computering for me.
Yeah. Well, we were able to get your solar panels working better.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Because of the, I didn't do it to pry a thank you out of you, but,
Okay, I'll say it again. Thank you.
but you helped me with stuff around here with your tractor. So that's always nice.
Well, what's that got to do with computers?
Nothing, but I'm just saying you're thanking me for that. I thank you for what you do for
Oh,
me.
you're welcome.
See how that works? So it's not a one-way street, but
No, it isn't.
yeah,
Just
I
be careful crossing it.
I do tend to know the technical stuff fairly well. But there are people that blow me away too. I mean, I know kids that can outdo me in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
yeah.
I'm trying to learn this as an old guy.
Well, my grandson, for one, he could get on the computer or the TV and what?
And you're going, what did you just do, kiddo?
What'd you just do? Oh, I just did this and I got this up. Oh, okay.
Just,
And
okay, let's
5
play.
years old. Well, no, I think he just turned 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Wow.
Yesterday.
What's his name?
Little Polly.
My wife asked me if I wanted to name our son after me. And she was
Heck
serious.
no.
And I go, heck no. He's got his own life, his own personality.
Right.
I don't want to name him Junior.
Yeah, I don't want my son's name to be Garth.
I'll tell you, I've seen what happens when you do that. Your mail gets mixed up, especially if you live in the same town.
What kind of mail?
Well, just like banking and what have you. Not your email.
Oh,
But, and my cousin and my grandfather have the same name.
banking. Did you say banking?
Yeah. My cousin and grandfather banked in the same town at the same bank. And they would always get each other's statements.
I'll be darned.
Which is
isn't that
good.
something?
Yeah,
I mean, they can't even get that straight.
right. So, and their initials were the same.
Do
the
people
center.
even do their jobs anymore, or what the?
Yeah, I think computers have caused a lot of issues too.
I'm sure
And
they have.
working in the
That's why I don't want nothing to do with computers. Every time I get on one, I break it.
I work with them every day.
Yes, you do.
And
You're
I see
a genius on a computer.
Well, not genius, but
Okay, you're a genie.
I'm a genie, yeah. But you can call me Chris.
Okay, Genie Chris.
Yeah, I see the mix-ups caused every day by computers, and it's crazy.
I
It
bet it
costs
is.
so much money to fix things, and the time it takes to go back and fix things. Sometimes it's not easy.
What? Well, at least you're fixing things here in the United States. But what about those people in India and stuff? When you call someplace to get something fixed, and you're talking to somebody, hello, or
I know. I'm sorry, you called India.
your call didn't make it all the way through. Somebody broke my Slurpee machine. Now who's going to pay for it? You know what the? How can you? Why do we have people from thousands miles away talking to us here for fixing your computer?
Well, we deal with some of those folks too where I work, and we hire them. I'd say most of them are very good with computers. They're very intelligent. They know their stuff. The problem is even though we speak the same language, we don't speak it the same way. And they have different expressions because they learned their English through Britain, typically. And they'll have different expressions for the same thing. And their accent is very hard to understand. How I get around that usually, and because we're on the same network, when I deal with them, I chat with them through a chat window, and it makes it easier.
How big is that window?
As big as I want to drag it across my screen.
Oh, I thought you were chatting through. Oh, okay. So it's not like a jail where you're looking through a window and talking through a little mouthpiece. And no?
What are you drinking? Because I want some of that.
I'm pulling your lip.
I know you are. But no, at the chat window, I can just type things, and I'll say, I didn't understand what you said because of your accent. Can you chat it to me? And we'll be on the phone together, and between the phone and the chat, I'm
So
able
they
to
write
understand
it. They write it down.
They write it down.
Okay.
And that makes it much easier.
See, I have
phone.
no idea how they do all
You would be amazed at some of the stuff that you can do over the internet now. Some of the young kids aren't amazed at all at this conversation.
Right.
Because they live it every day.
They do it for a living, basically. Yeah.
When I was on Amercia Online, was one of my first computer services I ever used. Chat was the first thing they had come out with in years. And I was so excited about it because it actually had a phone feature on it where you could do voice chat. So
That phone feature was phenomenous, wasn't it?
it was phenomenous, whatever that means, but it was. And I was living out here, and I didn't have a cell phone at the time because I was scraping by, but I did have internet for my email and job searching. So I talked to my parents over that internet chat feature. So through the computer, I can actually voice chat, which was very cool.
Wow.
And it was experimental at the time.
Voice chatting.
And I was doing it long before anyone else was doing voice over internet. Now they have a thing called VOIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, which they send phone lines through now.
Oh, my word.
And it's cheaper than telephone lines.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yep, and it works pretty well most of the time, but on occasion it does
It
fail.
does screw up.
So I think if you wanted to talk about AT&T being more solid and more reliable, I guess is what I wanted to say.
Huh.
They go
Well, I
down
just
the
learned something new.
Yeah. And because you're not so tech savvy and online like I am all the time, I go out to YouTube a lot to research things and to learn things. I was out there a few years ago, and I saw some group called
I bet you were out
Pomplamoose.
there a few years ago.
I'm out there now, according to popular opinion.
The popular opinion says.
But Pomplamoose, I think, is the name of the group. P-O-M-P-L-A Moose.
Pomplamoose.
Yeah, Pompla, P-O-M-P-L-A Moose.
It's a band.
It sounds like a moose. Pomplamoose.
Rocky.
Yeah. No, it's a band, and they're two people. And Pomplamoose is, I believe it's French for grapefruit.
I was going to say, it sounds like German or something like that.
Yeah, it's French. And I don't know how they named themselves, but I guess they thought the name was cool, so they labeled themselves that. But this young guy
Grapefruit.
was writing songs, and then he was redoing other classic songs.
Pomplamoose. Mm-hmm. That's a weird name for a grapefruit.
It is. Why don't they just call it grapefruit
Right, well,
and be done with it? Duh.
or grapefruit.
I'm just being funny. But anyway,
That wasn't funny.
it was to me. And if it's funny for me, like I'll tell you what a program director told me when I was on the air once. He goes, I was trying to be funny on the air, and he goes, if you think it's funny and I don't think it's funny, it ain't funny.
Wow.
I said, okay, who died and made you
Exactly.
funny king? But anyway,
Don't blame me on that one.
yeah, I can tell you all sorts of program director stories.
Oh, I bet.
But watching this group develop, it was kind of cool because the guy started writing music, and then he somehow got involved with this young lady who was a singer for him. She had a wonderful voice, but they do all these different songs, and they might do a Peter Gabriel song or a Genesis song or
Is that you showed me that last week or
Maybe.
the week before?
maybe I might have shown you
It
that.
was the blonde-headed gal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and they're very creative, and they're such good musicians. And at first you're thinking, okay, this is like some garage band. They're just doing this out of their apartment. And
Well, they were.
they were. But he's got a piano, an old rickety-tickety piano,
And some drums.
some drums, and he plays everything. And his girlfriend, well, she was at the time, now they're married, she plays bass and other things and sings.
Okay, yep, that's what you showed. Okay, so that was Pomplamoose.
Pomplamoose, yeah.
Grapefruits.
And they have gotten a cult following, and now they put shows on in different
they're a
areas.
cult?
Well, not a cult, but
Oh, okay.
that-
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to listen to them if they're a
you're
cult.
funny. But they're very good. And now people go and actually pay them to play places, or they'll come to a certain area, a certain city, and say, we're going to be in town, gather your friends up, and we're going to do a show. And they will charge an admission and rent out maybe a theater or something, or someone there will help them get a place to rent, and maybe they'll play in a coffee shop. And they come up with some really interesting arrangements
From what I heard,
of
yeah.
old songs.
From what I heard, yes. They were,
Yeah, so check them out.
different.
Pomplamoose.
Pomplamoose, the
on
Grapefruit
YouTube.
Band.
The Grapefruit Band.
You're giving me a headache.
Sorry, Jen.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm giving myself one, too.
I don't blame you on that one.
You just opened a barley pop, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did.
I heard that clear over here.
This is for my son, Gene.
Here's to you, Gene.
I told him I'd drink a beer for him today.
Okay, so rumor has it you flew your drone this morning.
Yep. Yes, I did.
He laughed because he just said that before I started recording.
Right. And it's not a rumor.
It's a truth.
It's the honest to God truth.
Yeah, well, and since you like the barley pop, I thought I'd mention this.
Okay.
So New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and I hadn't heard this, a few months ago signed a law making it illegal to fly an unmanned drone aircraft after drinking too much.
Well, isn't drones unmanned in the first place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could build a manned drone.
Put a little man in there?
Okay, so here's the deal on this. The law prohibits you from flying a drone if your blood alcohol content is 0.08% or higher. The same as driving
Well, you're
a car.
legally drunk.
You're legally drunk. Or drugged, for that
Or
matter.
drugged, yeah.
It says violators will face up to 6 months in jail, a $1,000 fine, or both.
And that's something. Well, anything for money, you know?
Well, I suppose if you lived in an area that was heavily trafficked by aircraft or something like that, you could cause deaths.
Yes, you can.
So if a helicopter was in the way and you ran your drone into it, I
Well,
suppose.
that's kind of like out here, anything for money. Now they want to, you have to buy a permit, and Lord knows how much that costs, probably $50-$60 to put a hot water solar system in on your roof.
Is that ridiculous?
You have to buy a permit to put panels on your roof to heat the water for your. Now why?
Well, you don't even need panels for a solar heater.
No, all you need is some black plastic and a big old jug or something.
And
you know?
that you need a permit for too.
Do you really?
Yes.
You have to be kidding.
Is that ridiculous?
It's more than ridiculous.
They want it. They want to control it, and so that if someone else buys your property or your house, that they know that it's done correctly. That's what they tell me.
Horse.
Oops.
I know.
It's all about money. It's all about what's going in their pockets, and
Do they really care? Of course not.
No, they don't care about that. All they care about is those chingalings going in their pockets.
Like, how can we get more money from people?
Uh-huh.
If they're going to do
Now,
these
how
solar
can we
things?
get more money from those poor people that don't have any?
Yeah, every little thing costs a nickel and dime.
Oh, and even you need a permit out here now to move more than 3 yards of dirt on your own property.
You have got to be kidding me.
No. You need
To
to
push
get
dirt?
to move more than 3 yards of dirt.
They can kiss my...
Uh-huh.
Are they going to charge me by the shovelful, too?
Well, they probably will sooner or later.
It's a quarter a shovelful. You guys are ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Our founding fathers would be turning over in their graves.
We're out in the middle of nowhere, and they're going to charge us so much money to push dirt around if we need to push dirt here or there.
I don't think so. You going to charge me for moving rocks like we did the other day?
Yep, probably.
Get out of here.
No, it's honest to God truth, and it's a fact.
We need to start getting politicians out of office.
Yes.
Or jailing them for stupidity.
Mm-hmm, and that's what they are,
Because that is
stupid.
absolutely stupid.
Anything for more money in their pockets, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And I am not kidding, and I don't care what they think about me, and
I don't either.
it irks me.
I've given up caring.
You know, you're fighting to live anymore just to make money to...
Common sense stuff. Every year they change things.
It pisses me off, excuse my language.
I get irritated when I hear about them charging you for catching rainwater off your roof.
Yes.
It's like, are you kidding me that that's illegal in some states?
Yep.
It's not here, thank God.
Well, they're trying to make it to be.
I think there's too many other legislators that are against that. So they're on our side there, thank
Hopefully.
goodness. But yeah.
But you can't let it touch the ground.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it touches the ground, it's the state's water. Yeah.
It's all of our water, you knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
It's whoever catches it.
It's these people they irk me.
Well, the Consumer Technology Association says about the drone issue, there are 30.
Oh yeah, back to the drone. I'm sorry.
There are 3.1 million drones sold in the United States as of January, and that was up 28% from the year before.
Wow. Well, we have 2 of them.
Yes, we do. Yours is better because yours is adjustable.
They're not. They don't go very high.
No, they don't. But they could interfere with low-flying aircraft.
Yeah.
Like a small, Cessna or something. So, yeah, I could see why they'd want to keep people careful on it because nobody has common sense anymore.
No, they don't.
I mean, people that flying the drones don't. People in the government don't have common sense. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yep.
If we could just train common sense.
Well, just like the fires last year out by Mare and stuff in Arizona here. We had a real bad fire season last year. And I think it's going to be another bad one this year also. Because we haven't had any rain or anything, and everything is really super dry. But last year, the one big fire they had, it almost burnt the town up. They even said before, when the fire was going, please don't fly your drones, blah, blah, blah. And there was some knucklehead out there flying their drone. They had to land all the slurry planes and everything. They had to ground them because this nitwit was flying their
drone.
His drone.
And affecting them to be able to
Yes.
put the fire out because they don't want to run into that and cause the
Exactly.
plane to come down.
Bingo.
Or the aircraft.
The engine could suck it up or what have you, you know?
Well, you saw what happened to that airline where the fin broke
Oh,
off.
boy, yeah, the poor gal got sucked out the window. That just happened.
Yeah. You got to use common sense.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of, like you said, most people don't have it anymore.
Yeah. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to bring up what I've been doing, and it's legal. Shopping online. Online shopping through apps on my phone. I'm starting to lose my voice.
Through apps on your phone?
Yeah. An application called OfferUp, and there's another one called Let Go. I prefer OfferUp.
Please do.
Because I'm letting go right now on you.
Thank you.
OfferUp is kind of cool because it doesn't... All of them kind of burn my battery. That's the thing I don't like about
I thought it was burning your aorta.
Not my aorta.
That really burns my...
This is going nowhere fast. Shopping apps, I think they're cool because you can save so much money. You can search for
how do you know
things.
what you're getting?
Well, you take a look at it before you purchase it.
Okay, when you purchase it, when you get it...
Well, you have to go to it to get it.
Oh, you don't. They don't send it in the mail?
No. No.
Oh, well, you should have said
No,
that
I'm
in the
sorry,
first
my technology challenged friend.
You should have said that in the first place.
You didn't ask.
Well, the second place we'll all ask.
Now you know.
Do you get it through the mail?
No.
Okay.
You have to go to get it. Oftentimes I will meet somebody that's selling whatever it is that I'm buying or that I would like to buy.
Well, didn't you have a friend that did that and somebody tried to kill him?
No, but something similar. I had a friend do that on a website where you can sell guns.
Right.
And
Okay,
he
that's
showed
what I
up.
was thinking of.
And you always meet somebody at a neutral place, like a coffee shop or a store parking lot or somewhere convenient to the both of you.
Police station.
Especially if you, that's another good
That
place.
would probably be the best place.
It would. Then you could just yell if you need help.
Help! And the
Help,
police
please.
walk out the door. What do you need?
I need help.
What's going on over there?
But you tell them what's going on. That's easy. But what I found is that you save a lot of money. You get something decent. In most cases, people don't rip you off. Now, I bought a TV that way. I bought furniture that way. A lot of times we met in a parking lot at a store for the television. So you can't plug it in. I guess I could have plugged it in, but wouldn't have been able to receive channels. But you take a bit of a risk, especially if it's a high-dollar item. But what I do is I take their license plate number down, or I make them show me their driver's license.
Do they know that?
No, they don't know that.
Well,
I'll tell you, Pilgrim. The television I bought, which is right here in the old studio, didn't have the right remote with it. So I had to do a little more purchasing to find the remote that worked with the TV.
that dirty Ernie.
Because there were certain things that would not work.
He gave you the wrong remote?
Well, he didn't have it. I think the original one broke.
Oh.
And he gave me a universal remote, which didn't have
I see.
access to all the things that the TV does.
Got you.
And unfortunately, one of the critical things that it does is it changes the mode of the picture, whether it displays widescreen or what have you.
Or everything,
So
yeah.
I was watching a zoomed-in picture, and it was too large, and I couldn't see the whole picture, and it was driving me crazy. So I spent another $40, $50, and I bought a remote for it, which kind of chips into your savings a little bit.
Well, of course.
And but anyway, I did get the right remote for it, and it made all the difference. I mean, the TV works great. The only thing is, it's a little older technology, and it kind of
Uses a
lot of
juice.
electricity. And up here where the sun shine is how we get our electricity. It makes a difference on your battery drain.
Here where the sun don't shine all the time.
That's what I say.
Egads.
Where the sun don't shine.
Well, you're right. It's in here where the sun doesn't shine. It's down in the man cave,
See?
down in the bunker.
Exactly.
See?
Precisely, dear
I could
Watson.
see what you're saying now.
Precisely. So I encourage people to use those apps, but I encourage you to
Now, what
keep
apps are
safe.
they?
Well, things like Let Go or Offer Up, and I prefer Offer Up.
Have you ever had a pet peeve?
Oh, of course.
What were they?
Pet peeves? I've got numerous pet peeves. People that don't use the English language correctly.
Oh.
Not you specifically, but
Heck, I don't care.
I knew you didn't care. That's why I said that. No, but there's certain words that drive me crazy that I hear and I go, oh, it just sounds wrong. And I try to correct my son when I hear him saying something wrong. And I do it too. I make mistakes and I say things wrong.
We all make mistakes every day.
But I think it makes us sound less intelligent if you don't use the right word.
Yes, it does.
And there's just certain words. My wife has a whole list, and she'll hear something on the news. Someone will say something, and she'll go, oh, I can't stand when they do that. People at work will say something, and she'll say, you mean so-and-so? And then they'll get a little like cross-eyed with her. And, well, you knew what I meant, right?
Sort of.
Sort of. I would have known more of what you meant if you said the word right.
Bingo.
But there are a lot of words that people mispronounce. And
Like what?
I can't think of one right now, of
Oh,
course.
sheepers.
I know. Don't you hate that?
Well,
You put me on the spot. I
I
wasn't
know.
prepared.
Good. See, that's what I'm here for.
I know. You're so good at it, too.
Aren't I?
Yeah. But you do that to your wife, too.
Sometimes no. She'd hit me if I did it too many times.
If you don't want to get hit, then I guess you don't put her on the spot. But what's up with these green tabs on the cans?
Well, look at it. It's worth money.
Oh, is it a contest?
No.
It's got a dollar sign on it.
Yeah, it's about for college. You turn them in for college kids. or
Yeah.
something like that.
There's a friend where my wife works that collects tabs off of pop cans, and they turn them in for like dialysis, and
Right.
people get money for it.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know why people would want tabs. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know, but Billy, remember Billy?
Yeah, of course.
Our friend Billy. He used to save them for a gal for I think it was the Ronald McDonald House there in Phoenix or something like that. And you give them a bunch of Pop Top cans, and it helps the family stay for free while their poor little child is
Being
getting
treated.
yes.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I guess maybe they're just making people jump through a hoop to give money.
Well, yeah.
I just don't get it.
GoFundMe accounts.
It's not like the tabs are worth a lot in aluminum value, so I don't know
You
how
know,
they're.
I wonder if I ever get sick and I put a GoFundMe account on there, if anybody would send me money.
Who knows?
No, I mean, like this FBI agent guy who got fired, he has a GoFundMe account to help pay for his lawyers. I'm like, what?
I wouldn't give him a red cent.
And that was like a few weeks now, but
James Comey.
and no.
Oh, somebody else?
McCabe.
Oh, McCabe, him.
Him. What you gonna do about him?
Thank you,
But-
Rupert.
I know.
Rupert
But anyways, the guy, he put up a GoFundMe account, and like in the first week, he already got $150,000. Come on, people.
Well, I need a new microphone.
Exactly.
I need, lots of stuff.
He has to pay for his lawyers. Oh, you.
We should put a band together and put a GoFundMe account up for that, and then we'll have to write a song for somebody.
Now, if you're lying and you're an FBI agent,
Why would I give you money?
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And they caught him three times for sure, and there was a fourth maybe of lying,
Yeah.
and you're working for us.
There's so many of those people that have testified before Congress, and they're all lying. And I just know it. I mean, I knew about the phone companies are being forced to eavesdrop on all our calls, and they're storing all that data that we're paying for, and they're holding it against us.
Right.
And, we're not going to listen to it, but yet they did it to the president.
We're holding it.
We're holding it in case we need to listen to it. No way. That, first of all, it's illegal.
What a
It's
crock.
constitutionally illegal for someone to eavesdrop on any call, whether it's electronic or any other way. If I put a tap on somebody's phone and said, I'm just recording it,
You
I'm
could
not
go to
listening to
jail
it,
right
I would be
now.
going to jail.
And they wouldn't blink an eye about it.
What was it Benjamin Franklin said? Because they're saying they're doing this for our security. And Franklin said, if you give up freedom for security, you've got neither.
Bingo.
I mean, that's basically it. That's not a direct quote, but that's what he meant. And I concur.
I concur also.
I canoe.
Well, so do I. We should go.
I love canoeing.
I have a 17-footer.
That's a pretty big canoe.
It is.
It's a nice
Very
size.
good. I used to use it for duck hunting.
Yeah.
I could put all my gear in there, and either I could go by myself, or I used to have a buddy who used to go with me, my old boss.
Never stand up and shoot your gun.
Why not? Yeah, that's a
Oh my gosh.
no there. We'll never stand up in a canoe.
I want to go record some music. That's what I want to do.
What kind of music?
Anything from jazz to blues to
You're gonna
reggae.
play it. You're gonna play it, or you're gonna.
I want to play it and have somebody sing it. I'd like to play at a bar or a restaurant or something. I think it'd be fun to do. Rehearse like a little 3-piece combo or 4-piece and play out. I know a guy that runs a store that I shop at once in a while. It's a little ma and pa store, and I go in there fairly often with my wife and my son, and we get to talking, and he's a musician, and he plays in like 3 different bands. He plays keyboard, and he's really good. He learns all these old 70s songs and 80s songs, and he learns them off of YouTube, and then he meets up with a band, and then they rehearse. And I just think YouTube's great for that. Not only can you learn things about how to do it and how to make it, but also how to play it if you are a musician.
I wish
Here's the
we had
catch.
that back when I was a kid.
Me too. I'd be so much further ahead. But here's the catch.
You'd have a bigger head.
Yeah. If we learn the song in a different key that the band is playing it in, that would be my luck.
Right.
But most of the time, people learn the song in the same key that the artist sang it in.
Say that again.
The original artist that played it, that made it a hit,
Right.
the people that are doing it on YouTube are playing it in the original key that the artist did it in.
Oh.
So they're teaching it to you as the artist played it.
How do you know?
Well, because they play it with the record oftentimes.
Oh, I see.
They'll be playing the record in the background and they'll turn it down so you can hear like the bass part that they're playing or the keyboard part so that you can hear that over the music, louder than the music in the background. And it helps you to learn it. You can tell that they're actually playing exactly what the original artist played.
Right.
Or what the
That's
band
what I
played.
like to do.
Yeah, me too. You can always change the key later if you don't like it.
That's what I tried to do in my bands when I was in bands. I said, I don't want to change the song or the music. Let's do it like the band did it, so it'd sound good, original.
Yeah,
you know.
And if you're used to singing in that key, then
Right.
it makes all the difference. But if you can't sing it in that key, like Rod Stewart's up there pretty high, you need it down a notch or two, then you do have to learn it in the new
So
key.
what do you think about the national anthem? How these people sing it?
I'm open to.
Can you see by the
Man, you're loud.
Well, it irks me.
It's like musical gymnastics.
Ridiculous.
Well, I had a guitar teacher that has moved to Phoenix, but he was in Cleveland. I only took lessons one time for a 3-month period. And I moved out of the guy's house finally. No, I'm kidding. It was for a 3-month period.
It's funny. I don't care what anybody says.
And I would go once a week. And he was a good teacher, sharp guy, much younger than me. And he would play all this fancy stuff. And I go, you know what? That's great, but that doesn't sound musical to me. It is musical, technically, but it's just gymnastics. I want to play something that feels right, that's maybe slower and you can milk it and make it sound nice with the rest of the band. This wanky guitar solo stuff that's real fast, okay, that's nice once, but to play every solo that way is boring. Mm-hmm. I want something that makes the rest of the music sound good.
If it feels right. Remember that song?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Who does that?
If it feels right.
Oh, yeah. On a cool night.
Cool night.
Paul Davis.
Is that who that is?
Paul Davis.
Oh, speaking of that, I meant to bring this up last week when we were doing our other show. RedBone.
Yes. They had one hit.
One hit.
And what was it?
I can't remember it now. Mary punched it up. I thought it was a black band doing that.
They're Indian, I believe.
Yes, it's an all Indian
Native
band.
Americans.
Native Americans.
Yeah, they're RedBone.
What the
Come
heck?
and Get Your Love.
You're right. Come and get your...
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
great song.
Isn't it?
Great song.
And that's all Native Americans did that.
In fact, when they did the song in concert, they would dress up in feather headdress,
Yep.
and they would do like a rain dance or something before the show started.
Exactly.
Some sort of dance.
The spiritual dance.
Yes, and then it would go into the song.
And that's what they did. Mary had it punched up on the computer. She says, come here and look at this. You remember this song? I go, yeah. She goes, I thought it was a black band. I said, so did I.
Now they're
And the guy comes out and he's doing the native spiritual dance and
wearing the loincloth and the whole bit.
and
yeah.
everything and the big head feathers and then grabs his guitar and then they get into the song.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my word, isn't that amazing?
Still love that song.
So do I.
Come and Get Your Love, RedBone. Well, I don't even know where they're from. Are they from Arizona?
I don't know that either.
Jennifer?
I have your answer.
Oh, thanks, Jennifer. It says, this is from songfacts.com that Jennifer brought up. It says RedBone changed their name as a nod to their heritage, which was Native American. They're from Coalinga, California.
Huh.
And they're led by brothers Pat and Candido, or Lolly, as he's known, Vasquez. They were told by their manager, now here's his name, Bumps Blackwell, who had helped manage Little Richard and Sam Cooke.
Hey, Bumpy.
Bumps Blackwell. To avert discrimination, he convinced them to change their last names. So the brothers became known as Pat and Lolly Vegas when their real last name was Vasquez.
Oh, I'll be darned.
They earned an audience playing at clubs on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. And at the same time, the Doors were there with Jim.
Jim Morrison, yep.
Their self-titled double album was their debut in 1970. Double album for their first record. Isn't that crazy? Introducing their funky rock rhythms and distinctive percussion, which they called King Kong Beat.
I'd like to hear that.
And me too. Now, I do remember The Witch Queen of New Orleans. That reached number 21 in the U.S. and number 2 in the United Kingdom. And in 1973, they released their most famous song, Come and Get Your Love, on their 5th album. The song was written by Lolly Vegas, who also sang the lead on it. And they say that the song was about Lolly telling his girl that she's perfect the way she is. You know, what's the matter with your hair, he asks, before explaining that there's nothing wrong with her mind, her sign, or anything else. It's a very affirmative song where he encourages her to take what she deserves to come and get her love. So that's what it's about.
Isn't that something?
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
It's a nice song. And then they repeat it. It's very infectious.
Infectious?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a disease of some sort?
It could be used in that way. And this was before disco hit. Just before.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think disco hit in like 76, 75.
Yeah, 75.
Somewhere
I think
in
it
there.
would be 75.
Yeah, I'm guessing here. But yeah.
'Cause I graduated high school 76, and it was disco was already out before I graduated.
Yeah, but they used the song in many movies. It's been used in The Postmen back in 97.
I wonder if is any of them still alive, or
Oh yeah, I think so.
they're in their 70s now, I'm sure.
You think?
Oh well,
They look like they were in their
they were probably in their 20s or late 20s or
early 30s.
Yeah,
And that was 40 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Is
That's
right.
a mind blower.
Is right.
That is a mind blower. It was also in the movie Grown Ups in 2010. It was part of Guardians of the Galaxy that was made in 2014. So there was a lot of good songs in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun film, but it's fun.
Oh, did you watch it with Nick or something?
Oh yeah, he loved it.
Nick at Night?
That's where he discovered Blue Swede. What was their
Suede?
Swede.
Who's that?
They're from Sweden. Hooked on a Feeling. That was their big hit.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was Mac Davis or something.
No, there was another recording that was also a hit that was done by B.J. Thomas.
Oh, I guess I was wrong.
Well, you were in the right
I was
vocal
in the right
character.
vicinity, yeah.
Yeah, right age group and right.
Be dead gum.
Yeah, don't be dead gummed.
Well,
Don't be gummed at all, as far as I'm concerned.
well, for Pete's sake, and Gladys too.
Yeah. So yeah, there you have it.
There, I got it.
Once again.
Thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Uh-oh.
You know what that sound means?
Yep, I have to say goodbye.
Well, not right away. You got like a minute and a half.
Gene, Paul, Kevin, my sons. I'm going to say good night, and you guys have a wonderful time. And
He wish he could be there to tuck you in
I wish I could be there, drink some beer, and barbecue with you.
and then tuck you in.
Because that's probably what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And then tuck you in.
Funny. Yeah. Do they still wear pajamas with feet in the bottom?
No.
Okay.
They're
Well,
too old for that. They're going to be 40 years old this year.
Now wait a minute. You can buy those online for adults. Did you know that?
Uh-huh.
And it's got a rear panel that drops out, so you can go
With the
number
button,
2
with the buttons on them.
with the real little buttons or a snap.
Have you ever had long johns like that?
Yes, I have.
So have I.
Yeah. I think we're dating ourselves here.
Does it really work? Well, sometimes.
I'm afraid.
Just you make sure you get that flap out of the way.
That flap scares me. I just take it off and pull it down. Of course, I don't do that anymore because I haven't worn those in years.
Yeah, I haven't worn them in years also.
Well, if you'd like to write us and give us ideas for people we can interview or future shows, please do so at bunkerboysunderground@gmail.com. And I'm Chris.
I'm Garth.
And we are
The Bunker Boy.
I was going to say late for dinner, but Bunker Boys
Well, that
works.
too. Matter of fact, yeah, it's getting late.
See you same time next week.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.